Hi. I came prepared. I have a water for like anxiety needs. I have a coffee for like mental stimulation needs.
Hey, that's kind of like what I do, right? Like I've got my hot tea for partially for mental stimulation and partially just, you know, since my sinuses suck and I'm Captain fucking Sniffles, to help with that a little bit because it's somewhat alleviating, as well as, you know, vocal cord health, because if you haven't noticed, behind me is literally just an array of instruments because I took classes on music, which also includes choir. So you have to learn how to take care of your vocal cords, and then I mix up like I take a powder drink substance and put it in my water for just like a comfort drink that makes me feel somewhat smart, but not like I'm drinking water all day, because it's what I drink all day after stream and before stream as well. Like this is the one time I drink not water unless I have coffee in the morning or something.
Emotional support cat, makeup bag. I have been walking on eggshells. I'm all genuinely from the bottom of my little heart that beats inside of my chest. The main thing that I've always loved about my channel specifically is that I've never felt like I had to hide much, right? Hi, I'm the library. You want to open my book, I will let you read anything you want. And I, for a magnitude of reasons, have had to really pull back a little bit. Oh! Ow! My hair is already burnt to a crisp, and they say that this is supposed to help, right? You know, like I'm not using heat on the already crisp pieces of my hair, but sometimes I feel like it just rips it even more. Oh, 1 second. Cookie, you entertain her. Dish me up, girl. I don't know if I'm nervous. I don't know if I'm excited. Honestly, I haven't been able to film a video like this in so long. These are my favorite videos to watch. These are my favorite videos to film. I'm telling you right now that this is going to be a long one, and I'm going to give you way, way, way too much information about my life and my actual mental breakdown to be completely.
Well, it's funny because that seems like kind of what I do in here, right? Is I just genuinely sit here and chat with people that decide to swing by and drop some chats. And I just kind of share my opinions on things as honestly as possible because it's kind of just what I do, and we'll see how things go, right? Like so this will be a little interesting. I just kind of keep some of my stuff to myself, I guess.
To be honest with you, I'm going to want to cover up my acne before I get into the deep depths of my life. This is the Rare Beauty Illuminating Primer. Do I think it helps my acne? No. If you're driving down a road, every time someone wanted to talk about all of these things that were happening, I just wanted to turn the wheel around. I guess the premise...
Like, I was going to try to not say something about it, but I can't help myself. The fact is, I understand the idea, like the desire to do something about your acne. Completely get it. The thing is, I also feel like the desire to do something about your acne and using makeup to do so probably just makes acne worse for people who do it, regardless of who you are, because of the fact that you're literally just smearing shit over all your pores, which would create the issue, would it not? Like, I understand there are ways you can go about cleaning it off that are supposed to help exfoliate your skin and make it better, but I mean, if you're creating the problem to begin with in that way, you're probably not doing very well, and you need to spend more time on those things that exfoliate your skin to kind of counteract it until you get your skin balanced out to a point that you could probably wear it and not have the issues. Would be just my assumption. But that's probably too logical for people who care that much about the way they look.
Of today is that I just wanted to sit down and have a real conversation. So if I tell things that seem redundant to you, I'm sorry, but I just wanted to cohesively line everything out. So I have all of these thoughts that are just racing in my head all of the time, things that I'm trying to maneuver around. I just want to fucking say it, and I just want to get it all out there so that I can just like fully be myself again, I guess. There's a lot of sentences that were never finished. There was a lot of lines that were never connected. That being said, I'm really excited to be sitting down with you today. I personally find it a lot easier to talk to a camera than I do to talk to people in real life. I don't know, like when I go out and hang out with someone, like I'm there to have a good time. So sometimes when people in my life watch my videos, I get messages after that are like, wait, what? Like what? Here I am beating around the bush yet again. Well, I'm letting this dry.
I get that 100%. I completely understand exactly what she's saying.
As always, Get Ready videos are inspired by Whitney Simmons, my queen herself that I love so much. Here I am to finally tell you the story about how my legal battle completely derailed my life in every single way. I can't tell you that much about the actual situation. I'm literally not allowed to. What I can tell you, and what I feel like is more interesting anyway, is how it affected me personally.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff for people who don't know how the legal system works. There's a lot of things. For any time that you go to court, unless it's like, oh, well, I got this ticket and I went to court, right? If you're in an actual legal battle, like a custody battle, an actual trial of some sort, like a hearing that's actually important, it's not like, oh, I got a speeding ticket, or I rear-ended this guy and it's mandatory to go to court because of, like, you were in an accident, or, like, if it's not something, but, like, nobody's hurt being the important factor, like, it's all minor, like, traffic violation type stuff, like, that level of reasoning to have to go to court. If it's that level, there's nothing really, you go to court and then you're done at the end of the day. With actual legal battles, there are entire things that you're not supposed to discuss. There are things that are supposed to just strictly stay in the court. And then once everything with court is over, I believe it depends on the severity of the case and the level of it, but you're not supposed to talk about things to do with that case for a set period of time. It's not really that long, but it's basically just like, let us get our things in order and everything carried out and put through, and then you can talk about it however you want because everything's publicly accessible information. So if she's still dealing with court for whatever's going on, there's a large chunk that she's not supposed to talk about.
I am opening up my wound to you, to
That's
everyone,
just the way it goes.
To be, like, out there, okay? And any unannounced, you poke the bear with the stick, like, I will become a completely different monster. It's a soft, soft spot. So my grandma, sometimes she's on oxygen just because, you know, she just needs a little extra breathing air. We're in Colorado. We're way up here. Sometimes your oxygen just doesn't hit you like it should. So she has to test her pulse oxygen with a little meter. And whenever she tests her oxygen, I'm like, oh my gosh, let me try. I was taking my pulse and I had a completely normal 67 pulse. And then I start talking about her situation and my pulse literally went up to like 110. I think that was the moment where my family started taking me seriously. When I say that it's a sensitive spot, ooh, I mean it. Ooh, okay. I just put self-tanner on this morning.
It's the way
and
some of that
it's
works.
Still developing. So I'm just going to hope for the best by using my already darker foundation and hope that it develops into the same color. We're going to find out.
So I'm going to make this statement strictly because she's using self-tanner and said she's in Colorado, and I know very well how this works. You see, you may have noticed, if you've gone back and watched videos from when I started streaming, if you can even find those, to now, which is very different because when I stopped streaming for about a year or so and then started streaming again, the process is different. I live in a very different place now from Colorado. Not only that, but I'm not editing any of these videos. So that is very different. Not only that, but because of where I'm at, I've noticed I actually tan here. I don't know if you can tell on the camera that I've actually tanned here, but when I say I've actually tanned, I mean it. See, in Colorado, I would get a fourth as tanned as I am now, and my pasty white ass would peel and be pasty as fuck again. Like, it didn't matter. I could use sunscreen, I could use whatever you wanted, and I would peel. Every time I would peel. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if it's just because of how dry the air is. I don't know if it's because you're a mile closer to the sun and there's just less shit in the air, like just sediment, dirt, and dust in the air, in that because you've got a mile less of that, and it gets thinner the higher you go to help break up that sunlight, so it's more extreme that close. I don't know if that's what it is. I have no idea. But here I actually tan, living in a place that's sea level, and in Colorado, in Denver, so if she's up in the mountains, she's significantly higher. She could be twice as close to the sun as I was in Denver on some of these mountains. And the fact is, I just peeled there and become a pasty fuck again. So if you wanted to tan in Colorado, you had to do I don't know what to make it work, because it just never worked.
I'm gonna get on with it, but I know that people are gonna say what people have always said about me, which is, oh my gosh, Morgan, you're a horrible, horrible role model. And what I would like to say to that is like, okay, Cynthia, I've never signed up to be a role model. I signed up to tell the damn truth, and that is what I'm here to do.
There you go.
That's the best I can do.
Fuck 'em,
I
dude.
like to under
Oh, look,
promise
her makeup's
and then
like
over
all on
deliver. Am I gonna like make this whole thing seem like
Well, at least that
LOL?
layer, I guess.
Probably, when it's really like, oh my gosh, I'm like literally still traumatized, and like I literally have to sleep on the couch because if I sleep in my bed, I have nightmares that I'm gonna wake up from an email from an attorney being like, this is how you're fucked today. So just
Hey, I do the same thing. I sleep on the couch a lot because of similar shit. Not the same, obviously. My issues are different than her issues. Similar.
Just bear with me. But I wanted to start from the beginning of where I feel on my channel things started, like when A plus B started not equaling C. And that all began with Vlogmas. And I still have people to this day message me, remember when you did 2 days of Vlogmas and then just like fell off the face of the earth? Yes, I remember. I vividly remember. I have dark circles under my eyes for the first time ever, which is really cool. I was in school. I'd been going to the University of Arizona, being realistic with myself, and I was thinking, okay, if I start Vlogmas the 1st of December and I still have all of these finals to do, I still have all of these essays to write, it's just not gonna go well. So I told myself, you know what? I'm gonna join the Vlogmas party a little later than everyone else when my school semester ends. And that's exactly what I did. School semester ended.
It seems sensible.
I happily get through. It sounds so stupid. Oh my god, people who are watching this video are like, yep, she's a YouTuber. Yeah, so I get through 2 days of Vlogmas. I'm so excited. I woke up the next day to an email that just really did it for me, you know? And basically now I have some defamation claims against me. Go team. My videos about my house specifically, like they were trying to get them taken down. And they were like, you know what, Morgan, like perhaps for once in your life, keep your mouth shut. Just don't say anything. Wait it out. Wait until the coast is clear. I was like, okay, so when is that gonna be? This is my job, this is my life, this is what I've been waiting for, I've been working for 2 years. They're like, okay, you might have to take the videos about your house down, 1. 2, you might not be able to make videos about your house again. I'm like, okay, 3, that can't be a thing. Like, you will find me in an orange jumpsuit eating rice with Carl and my cellmate before you have me take these videos down. Like, I'm not gonna do it. I swear to you, I will fight this until I am blue in the face. I'm just not.
Okay, so I have no idea what the context of that is. But I'm going to say this very clearly. Defamation cases are extremely hard to win. If you're filing the defamation case and you're on the side of accusing somebody of defamation, it is extremely hard to win that case. It's extremely hard to prove that you have been defamed by somebody. It's very, very difficult because you can't just be like, oh, well, they said this. You have to prove that they said that with the intention being to cause you monetary harm and lasting permanent damages to your career or business. You have to be able to do both of them. Also, Somebody claiming that you've done something does not mean you have done something. It's an accusation. So let's keep in mind, accusations do not coincide or go hand in hand with guilt. They just simply don't. And we have this weird thing in society for the last several years now where, oh, accusation, it must be the facts, it must be real, and it's some of the most absurd thinking ever and completely sidelines innocent until proven guilty. It sidelines your right to a speedy trial. It sidelines the need for warrants because, I mean, if you're accused of something, why do you need a warrant, right? You're guilty. You were accused. So let's just, you're guilty. We're just going to take you in, right? So it sidelines all the things about our legal system here that are supposed to help curb corruption and abuse of that system, not just by our government abusing that system, but by corporations abusing that system against employees, by your neighbor abusing that system against you, by a stranger trying to say, like, and I've actually seen this happen, like a stranger at a stop sign jumping off of the sidewalk onto the hood of your car and then yelling about how you ran them over to try and get money from you. So these things happen all the time. But if we allow people to think that an accusation means guilt, it's ridiculous. And not only that, but I mean, you have free speech. If you're doing something like defamation with your free speech, there are repercussions to that. If you say something that gets you, say, canceled, there's repercussions to your free speech. Freedom comes with responsibility. So if you don't want to have responsibility, you don't want to be free. You want somebody else to control your things and make decisions for you so that you don't have to deal with that responsibility. That's the trade-off, right? So you've got to be responsible with your speech, but she can say whatever the hell she wants.
Not going to post any more house videos until everything is signed, sealed, delivered, case is closed, I can move on with my life. Did I know that that would be 4 months later? No, I did not know that. If you're wondering specifically, like, why did you stop doing Vlogmas 2 days in and then you disappeared for 4 months, like, that is why. There is the answer to that question. I guess my total thought process during that whole thing was like, if I go through all of this and I finally get to post all of the videos that I've been waiting to post for 2 years and they all get taken down, I will be devastated. I will be broken beyond repair. I will never emotionally recover. I will be devastated. This is like me telling you as a big sister or like anyone in your life. If you were thinking of getting into any sort of legal situation where you want to fight, just be prepared. It is going to cost you a shit ton of money.
Yes, it will.
To do that. I believed in my story enough where I was like, I'm willing to pay an attorney thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to fight this. People throw it around all the time. They're like, I'm going to sue the lady at McDonald's because she made my fucking fries wrong. Like, you can, but it's going to cost you like...
Yeah, it's not going to be worth it.
Thousands of dollars.
See, now, here's the benefit that Morgan has to this. Okay, since she is the one who's being accused of defamation, what could happen here? And also 4 months, it really very, not so bad. Not so bad. That's actually fairly quick. That's fairly quick. A lot of the time, these types of things take significantly longer. That's actually a fair turnaround rate, like a fairly quick turnaround rate on that. I would say that what she could do with this, like, because it is expensive and it's going to come out of pocket, because you've got to pay the retainer fees for your lawyer because they have bills too, and not just like, oh, well, the lawyer could pay his bills, you should have that money or whatever, right? Like, he's rich, he's got money kind of thinking or whatever, which is just absurd to begin with. The thing is, the office, the law firm, they have to pay for electricity, for water. They have a lease payment. They have taxes. They have to pay, they have to collect money every month to pay monthly bills as a business. It's the way business works. You have bills as well. So you've got to pay like the retainer fees at a minimum, I believe, for most lawyers. Like that's been my knowledge. Like I've never had to deal with this. I have a sibling who's done enough things with law that I'm fairly confident in saying you have to at least be paying your retainer fee so that you have the lawyer helping you out through things, and you've got to pay all your filing fees because those are upfront costs, right? Your retainer fee and your filing fees. Now, when you're going through all this, let's say that she's found innocent of the claims of defamation, right? Her lawyers can have it in the paperwork in the defamation case that if found innocent, the people making the accusation have to pay all of her legal fees. All of them. That means all her filing fees, the retainer fees, all the fees for a lawyer would get paid by them, and she would get reimbursed for the payments she's already made. So, I mean, like, it's very expensive. You do have to pay for it, but if you know you're innocent and you know you've got good lawyers and you know you have you're able to prove your innocence, your lawyers are confident you're able to prove your innocence, you can have your lawyers put that in there. So, food for thought.
I guess that brings us into the next topic, which is people have been asking me like, oh, Morgan, are you still in school? This would have been my second to last semester. So it was the end of December. One semester just ended. I get my attorney bill in the mail and I'm like, well, shit. Like, well, literally fuck me over. Like, my favorite quote from Tana Mojo, if you went to a sex shop and got a big black dildo, like, you could not have fucked me over more than you fucked me over. So I get this bill and I am thinking, Jesus. Okay, well, like, I really don't know how many of these I'm gonna get, so I'm going to have to start consolidating everywhere that I'm spending. I'm already stuck in this apartment. I'm already in a contract to build my house. Okay, well, I pay for tuition out of pocket. That's when I decided, okay, like, I can't go to school this semester. Sad face. I'm just gonna give you like a little backstory. The first time that I ever dropped out of school, when I was 2 years in, I was, 20?
That does suck.
I had the same realization, oh my gosh, like, I don't have money to be doing this. My parents don't have, like, the money to be, like, giving me, here, Morgan, here's $25,000 for tuition. That's not how my situation was situating. Like, I was taking out student loans, like people do. And, of course, when you're 18, you don't fully grasp what it means to be taking out a student loan. I was like, oh, this is just what everyone does. Expensive. Then grew up a little bit in 2 years. I was like, well, shit. I literally don't make enough money by any stretch of the world to be taking out $20,000 a year student loans. Like, I just don't. I'm going to drop out. I'm going to work it on the border. I thought that was my future. Once I dropped out of school the first time, I wrote myself a little note. I was like, you know what? This is something that is important to me. Like, I wanted to finish. If I ever find myself in a situation where I can pay my own way up front to finish school, like, it's really important to me. After I've now taken out so much money to start school, if I ever have the money to finish school, I want to finish school. That is why I have been in school the past few semesters, because I just wanted to finish. That was something that I was doing for myself. Living my dream. I love school. It was just really keeping me on like a good schedule. The two things that got me up and moving every day were making my videos and going to school. January hits. I can't do either of those things. And now I bet you can see where this is going. Every single week, me just spiraling.
Humans are creatures of habit. And that's why having a schedule, like a set schedule, you get up at this time, you eat your breakfast or whatever, maybe you get up, you work out, you eat something, you go to work, you have your lunch, you finish work, you go home, you do some chores or whatever, and then you relax. You read a book, you watch a show, you pull up a stream, you play a video game, whatever it is. And then it's whatever time at night and you go to bed and you do it again. Humans operate best in that kind of environment, a structured environment. And when you disrupt that structured environment, you fuck with people's mental stability very often.
Spiraling and spiraling and spiraling and spiraling because I was just at this point walking through life with no purpose. Is there anything else that this person can take away from me? Like, is there literally, you have my money, you have my education, you have my ability to like work at this point. Is there anything else that this person can take away from me? Woo! Don't know. I am not posting a single video with tears this year, but like that is where the spiral
what a goal
started. That is where I started finding myself first in line for the slip and slide to go straight down a path that I did not want to be going down. Look at me. Do I look like I want to put down a swimsuit and go down a slip and slide? No. And here I found myself in January, first in line, going head first down the fastest fucking slip and slide you've ever seen.
Not a good time for slip and slides in Colorado, that's for sure.
Imagine. Falling off the deep end, and there I go. No floaties, no goggles, a swimsuit barely hanging on like hide. Now I'm in the fucking deep end. Welcome to the deep end. I can't swim. And these were things that I was trying to be hush-hush about, you know? Maybe no one will notice. I'm mortified, right? And then a few weeks in, my dad was like, I haven't heard you talk about school. What classes are you taking this semester? And I was like, shit. Everyone's on to me. I spent the whole last year trying to like get myself into a good place. And here I am, back in the deep end, yet again. Shit. Meet me at the deep end. Let me get a few steps in my makeup. I always start talking for so long and then I'm like, wow, I could have at least looked pretty while I did it. Benefit Brow Micro Filling Pen in light brown. Every time I stop using this, I always find myself going back to this. It's like a little marker and you just bloop, 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 bloop. 10 out of 10, recommend. Blend it all in, nice and fluffy. Fluff me up, girl. There we go. Benefit 24-hour brow setter, just the clear one. You want your brows to be flying to the sky? This is how you get there. I always look at my makeup products and I'm like, you know what? I paid you, which by that standard of the world means that you work for me. So I'm gonna make you work for me, and if you don't work for me, then you get fired. This has been an employee in my life for so many years, been promoted so many times, would never let this employee go. This is gonna have a 401k. This is gonna be with me for life, or they're gonna get that 30-year pension. Sorry, I don't offer workman's comp though, so. Moving on with the story, January.
That's a 1099 employee, which isn't really an employee. That's a 1099 contractor right there. It's not an employee at all. That's the difference.
February passes. Nothing is moving. The pendulum is not swinging in the way that I want it to be swinging. I can't work. I can't go to school. I don't know what to do with my time. Yep. I don't know what to do with my life. I'm extremely sad and depressed at this point.
So if you find yourself in a similar situation mentally, right, where everything's falling apart, oh no, I'm just stuck in the deep end, here I am again, fuck my life, stuck in this hole, right? Do something. Do something. Like, I'm not even saying you need to go get your shit together, pick yourself up by your bootstraps, kid. That's dumb. I'm saying do something. If you just make it a regular habit where, you know what, I feel like shit, but I'm going to make sure that I prepare every meal that I eat. I won't eat out. Maybe once a week, once a month, I'll allow myself to eat out. But other than that, I will prepare every meal. Like, obviously, you could have, like, an exception to this where it's like, okay, well, mom or dad, your brother or sister, whoever it is, wants me to come over for dinner. So you do that. But you're not going to a fast food place. You're not using DoorDash or Uber Eats or any of those types of things. You're straight up just, here you go. I'm going to go to the grocery store and cook my food. I'm going to clean my room. Just my room. See, now, the thing is, like I said before, we're creatures of habit and of schedule. So if you find yourself in this mental slump, and it might be challenging for you to even just be like, fuck it, I'm going to clean my room. Do it. I'll do my laundry. Do it. The reason I tell you to do something is because it's going to build a foundation. And from that foundation, you're able to build better. So even if you're in the deep end, if you maintain doing at least enough to maintain your foundation, you have something in your life you're in control of. You have something in your life you have power over. You have something in your life that is completely within your domain of power and control that you are safe in. You're comfortable in. This is yours. You own that. It will help you out in being able to move forward. But I have never seen people in a deep end dig the hole deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper more effectively than people who do absolutely nothing. The people who do nothing dig themselves the deepest holes. Absolutely. I've been there myself. I'll tell you what, it fucking sucks. Do something.
What did I start doing? I started drinking.
Literally
I went to the doctor
anything.
today and I was being
that's
completely
not
honest.
good.
I don't have anything not to be honest about, so I'm always completely honest. And they're like, how many times a month do you drink? I would say maybe 2 to 3. The idea of being messy drunk in public makes me want to just like cry. When I lived in LA and I was living with men that were 30 plus, I had the realization, oh, if you go out and you're blackout drunk, like, that's not cute. I've been there.
No,
I've
it's
done
not.
that. It gives me embarrassment. It gives me secondhand embarrassment. I'll go out with my friends. I'll have 2 or 3 drinks. I'll get tipsy. I'll be having a good time. But I always have the same rule, and that is I don't drink by myself. I am not, like, anti-drinking in any way, shape, or form. I know myself. I don't drink by myself because I'm just afraid of the person that I could become. But if you drink by yourself, more power to you. If you're doing any sort of legal thing, the likelihood of you waking up to an email that is just going to absolutely emotionally ruin your day is high. That's why I still have nightmares. Got an email one day that really fucking sent me over the edge. You know what? I'm just gonna have a shot by myself. I'm gonna have a shot. I can't work. I can't go to school. I can't do jack shit. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna have a shot. So I started having shots by myself in my apartment. The next night would come and I'd be like, well, I don't have shit to do, so I might as well have another shot. Next day would come, I'm like, well, shit, like, one shot's not doing it for me. I might as well have 2. It's really crazy once you start really wanting to drink, how quickly you can find drinking friends. Ooh, I just go around. I'm a little social butterfly. I'm like, you want a shot? You want a shot? You want a drink? Let's take a shot. Like, why would we not take a shot? It's Tuesday at noon. What else are we gonna do? Hello? 911, hello? Suddenly I'm drinking every day.
She's right. Once you start drinking like that, it's really easy to find yourself drinking like that all the time. Very, very easily. Because of the fact that you're around people that are doing it all day long. As well as the fact that in your mind, it's an escape. But in reality, you're digging that hole. You're just digging that hole. I used to drink all the time. Now I drink rarely. I might have like a glass of wine here or there, but predominantly if I'm drinking, I'm like at a music festival, out of town, basically on vacation for about a week or whatever, or I'm at a family vacation somewhere and I'm drinking there. It's not like something I do normally. It's something I do in specific situations and circumstances and around typically specific people. So
911, hello. Suddenly I'm drinking every day. This is not my personality at all. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm unfucking well. This is the Rare Beauty Power Boost bronzer stick. Collarbone. Normal Morgan would fucking hate this. Morgan, like, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know why you're doing this. But it's not cute. It's not a good look. It's really, like, concerning. I feel like Eeyore. I just have this dark rain cloud over me, and then I try to move out into the sun, away from the dark cloud, and the dark cloud just follows you wherever you go all day long.
And the problem is that the only way to get rid of that Eeyore feeling is to have yourself a Tigger, a Pooh, and a Piglet. Okay? Now, some of us don't have that. it's real rough.
You can't get out of it. You can't get away from it. You just have to get through it. After so many months being like, this week is going to be the week that it ends, I kind of just fucking gave up. This thing has just sucked the life out of me. I have nothing left to give. I don't care anymore. Money is just money, and it comes and it goes. You've already taken my life away from me. That's deep. That's fucking deep, sis. With that being said, I was very, 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 very depressed every day. I was just on edge, okay? And the result of that is... I don't even want to say this because I feel like this is like the worst part. Gosh, I'm gonna say it. I gained a lawsuit 35 between November and March. I gained 35 pounds, and in my head, I'm thinking, oh my god.
I thought it was some sort of specific ass lawsuit. She's just talking about lawsuit 35. Like you'd hear about like the freshman 15, right? For college kids, your freshman year, you gain 15 pounds. It's the same thing. She's just calling it a lawsuit 35. Like, all right. I'll tell you what, though. Diet itself is a huge factor in people's weight and weight loss, weight gains. Is just strictly diet. If you're eating good foods or if you're eating like highly processed foods with a lot of sugar in them, because processed foods are typically empty foods, meaning they're very low in nutrient density and they're very high in sugar content and carbs. So they make you fat, and sugar feeds cancer as well. So they're making you fat, they're making you a cancer factory, and they're not being productive to filling you up, because if you've got nutrients, you're not hungry. You're hungry because you're lacking nutrients. So if you're eating a more if you're eating a more nutrient-dense diet, you'll actually get hungry less, is what I find with myself. And it ends up being just healthier that way. However, at the same time, she's also dealing with issues that are depriving her of sleep. Now, this is something people often don't think about. They go, oh, well, when I work out and I'm lifting weights, I lose more weight than when I'm running. That's probably because lifting weights is a more exhausting exercise overall, so you're tired and you're sleeping better. But when you're running, you're actually burning the right kinds of calories to burn fat more often. Like, it's a certain heart rate range type of thing, and it's just easier to sustain that doing cardio than it is lifting weight. You should be doing both. The thing is, if you're not getting sleep, you will not burn fat. You just simply won't. You have to be able to get quality sleep to take care of that as well. So, if that's something that you're struggling with that's beating you down and keeping you in that slump and in that hole, you might need to just do something as simple. Like, you might be exercising and dieting correctly and just feel like you're never making any progress and asking yourself why and wanting to give up and dig yourself back down into that hole. Ask yourself if you need to do something about sleep.
Something like, I'm ill. Something is wrong with me. How does that even happen? Well, I started going to all these doctors. I'm like, doctor, hi, I'm fucking ill. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what my diagnosis is. I don't know what my symptoms are, but I am fucking ill. Something's wrong with me. They were like, girl, there's nothing wrong with you. You know, like, I'd get my blood drawn, I'd get all these tests done. Have you thought about the fact that you just have way too much stress? That was my diagnosis. I'm like, oh, well, that's fucking great. That is fucking great. You went to doctor school for 12 years. The best thing that you can tell me is that I am fucking stressed. Come on, Dr. Doolittle, like, tell me something good. I want to know what's wrong with me. This is not me. I'm not in my normal state of brain. I'm losing my mind. I'm falling off the deep end. I'm 35 pounds heavier than I was 4 months ago. My skin is awful. Morals out the window.
Literally, like, weight and skin and sleep. All symptoms of stress. Every one of them. So, yeah. The thing is if this is one of those few times where instead of trying to prescribe you a bunch of pills to make a bunch of money off of medicine, they're actually telling you what's wrong and that you need to fix it. They're not helping you fix it at all, obviously. They're just helping you recognize the root of the problem, and if you take care of your stress, you're going to sleep better, You're going to be able to be more active and more functional. You probably find the time to actually go to work, maybe school as well, because you'll be doing more things. So it'll help you out with your stress as well as your depression. And you have, like I said, start with something small so you can build that foundation and you can build up from it. And if you come up with a plan, what I find for me, because I'm goal oriented, is if you find a goal, like, so you find yourself at the bottom, build that foundation, and then find a goal. Aim for that goal. Pursue that goal. When you reach that goal, find a fucking new one. And you need to find a new one before you hit that goal, or else you're going to hit that goal and go, oh, well, what now? And you're going to go right back down, and you're going to go down way faster than you came up. So find a new goal before you reach your other one. That way you have something else to aim for. The thing is, you have to be proactive with that shit, or it will beat you down and you will be stuck in this hole.
Ethics out the window, working out the window, eating habits out the window, general will to survive out the window. My career is going to tank, my life's going to tank, my beauty is going to tank. Just fuck. I am just fucked. Put me in the category of people who are fucked. Raise your hand if you're fucked. Hi.
Welcome to the
go to
party.
A psychiatrist. That's what one of them told me. They were like, perhaps you need a psychiatrist that could better help you understand the situation. And I'm like, what? I like to go in.
They'll give you the tools to help deal with
situations. This one is Tower 28.
That's about it.
Beach Please and Happy Hour. I really think this is my favorite blush that I've ever had. It is so just adorable and pink and cute and fun, and I love it. It makes me so happy. Anyway, I have been posting videos on the internet for 5 or 6 years now. You have seen me gain the same 25 pounds probably 10 times, but it's never been like that. This one was just horrific to me. I would film videos and I would then look at the footage, and I couldn't even look at the footage. There is still some memory cards I have that I haven't even touched because I don't even want to see that person.
I bet so.
I look completely different. Looking in a mirror when you're doing your makeup, or when you try on clothes, an outfit that you wore a couple months ago, and you put that outfit on and it doesn't fit, and you're like, wait, did the outfit shrink? Because I know the fuck it wasn't me. And then you have to come to the realization, oh, I've gained weight. I don't have anything against gaining weight. I've done it millions of times in my life. I am not foreign to the concept. People talk about all the time when they gain or lose weight, they don't recognize themselves in their own body. I was going through that. I didn't recognize the way that I looked, 1. 2, I don't recognize my own mind, which I know that's a crazy thing to say.
Yep.
I didn't recognize the thoughts in my head because it just felt like someone else's toxic, scary brain got put into my head. And I was like, wait, where is my brain? That's warm and fuzzy and actually nice, you know?
Yeah, see, so I understand this very well. Very well. You see, the thing is, you don't like the way you look because of the fact that it's not just the weight. It's the stress. It's the circumstances. And that all comes through too. Feeling like you have this different mind in your head. Yeah, it sucks. I don't have an answer for it. Sucks. That's about all I have for that at all. I don't know what to even say about that one other than if you figure it out, let me know. Because I've reached the point where it's more of I guess this is just what it is now. So it's just the new normal for me. But it's not fun. It's not fun. I wouldn't wish someone having to survive in my mind for a day as my worst enemy. I wouldn't wish it on them. I really wouldn't.
Whew. The thoughts that I were having were so bitter and angry. I don't know. I feel like I'm generally rooting for people. I want you to win. I want you to be hot. I want you to have a hot boyfriend that treats you well. I want you to be successful. I want to see people thriving. I want to see all the girls on the app just fucking thriving. I would just feel so bitter seeing people on Instagram doing all these things, and I'm ugh, look at them, they're just happy and living life and in love, fuck off.
Yeah, you just become bitter and angry at everything.
That is how I felt when I looked at them in the mirror. and saw like this person that I didn't even recognize. Siren, 911.
Jesus,
Hi,
why is my
there's
chair
an
stuck?
intruder in my house because I know for a damn fact that this is not me. Call the police and take this bitch to jail. Videos that I posted this year, honestly, I like went back and kind of tried to like refilm the bits and the pieces that I could, but there was some that I just couldn't, you know, so I just used them, sucked it up, and I was like, honestly, no one's probably even gonna notice. They did. Filmed this little tour of the new layout of my house, and I watched the footage, and then I like sobbed. I kept one screenshot, peak, hopeless life, darkness, Eeyore energy, burn it. 2 weeks later, my little thing ends. Once that huge mountain of stress got lifted, I look like a completely different person. Like how much stress I was holding in my neck and in my face, just, oh.
Yeah, it sucks. Like there's an actual physical weight to stress. It's not fun. And it affects you in so many different ways. It legitimately is one of the worst fucking things on the planet.
The science is not sciencing. The math is not mathing. So both of those screenshots are like February and March, and obviously now it's May. 2 or 3 days ago, I took my first little like selfie that I posted to like my Instagram story because like posting a feed picture is like still too scary for me. But it was the first time that I looked at myself in the mirror physically and emotionally. This is a person that I recognize. I can see myself, look like myself. I recognize myself. I recognize my thoughts. I recognize who I am as a person. I knew one day I'm gonna wake the fuck up. I just feel like myself again for the first time. Literally since this whole war started, which was a year ago. And I know that in my videos for the past year, I think it gets redundant because I try to like give little pieces because I'm like, they're gonna pick up on my hints. Someone is gonna hear my cry for help, right? Something's not right here. It was just very isolating. I'd catch up with someone a month later and they'd be like, oh my gosh, how are you doing? How's your little battle going? I'm like, oh, it's still going. And their first reaction is like, still, Jennifer, still. I'm in a shit position, in a shit situation, and I feel like shit, and I don't want to go ruin someone else's day with my shit that just keeps going. I don't have anything good to add. I don't have anything good to say. I'm not happy. There's no fun for me to be having. It's just really easy to spiral. If you're a person that just starts spiraling and then you feel like you can't get out, I understand because I am queen of fucking Spiral Village. Take me to Olive Garden and get me the little cavatappi. I want to be spiraling. All I wanted for the past year was just to be sane. I need to do my effing makeup. This is a palette that you can tell is just very well loved. Scott Barnes. The next thing that I want to tell you is something that I'm honestly afraid to tell you, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I always told everyone that if I did anything to my face, I would tell you about it because people for years and years have been like, Morgan gets all this shit in her face and she lies about it. I don't have shit to lie about. And I always said, if I do something to my face, I promise you I will be the first one to be like, yeah, I did this shit to my face. This was in February after I realized that I had gained 35 pounds. Every time I film a video, I import the footage and I'm just so sad how my appearance changed so much. Oh, I just feel so gross, so disgusting. I need to start filming videos now. I don't have time to like lose 35 pounds this week. It's not how it works. So then, whew, I was like, what if I just get a little I was feeling risky. What else do I have to lose? I might as well just go start injecting shit into my face because why the hell not? The thought process behind it was flawed, but I will tell you what I did. Getting a phone call. Oh my gosh. I'm like, bitch, make me look like a different person for all I care because I don't want to be Morgan anymore. Make me someone else. I would like to rebrand. Move to a new country, be a new person if I could, right? I don't know if you know anything about Botox. I'm not an expert. It fades, right? I got this in February.
Yeah, that's why they do it regularly, right?
I can fully move my forehead again, so it's definitely like disintegrated out of my face. Lips are a little crooked because one side is bigger than the other, so when I talk, one side moves a little different than the other. Oh my gosh, you guys, I don't even know how to like explain this because I'm like a little mortified. I had one syringe of filler and she just put it in this side. I didn't get any on the bottom. I got a fourth of my lip filled, so it would like be proportionate with the rest of my lips. Whatever was left in that syringe of filler, and she put it in my chin right here. I can kind of feel it, and it kind of freaks me out. It just makes your chin a little more defined. You're gonna do something and it makes you feel more confident and more beautiful, just overall better. I think 100% you should do it. I don't.
Now, normally I would disagree with that. However, with where she's coming from is important. See, context matters. And people today like to go, and ignore context and throw a bitch fit. Now, here's the thing. Going and getting these things because you're hyperly self-conscious of this is the way that I look, and that's the way I looked very recently. Like within the last year, I looked like that, and now I look like this, and I can't do anything about it, but I'm on the mend, and it's just, with all the stress and everything, it is what it is. If this is going to help you not spiral back down when you're starting out moving forward again, absolutely take the hand. Just grab that little hand. It's there helping you out, right? It doesn't mean that you're relying on it. Doesn't mean you do it all the time. But just a little bit of help to keep you on track going back up the hill and out of that fucking hole is not the end of the world.
Regret it. I just didn't know how to cope with what I was going through, and I was just trying to like grasp onto anything. Like, right, like I'm not working, I'm not going to school, I'm literally fighting with attorneys all day. I didn't know how to cope with this other than drinking, and then once I was like, okay, Morgan, enough with the drinking. Now what? Oh, now I'm gonna go get neurotoxins injected into my face so I can try to feel like I can look in a mirror again and not cry. No amount of shit that you put.
Part of that too, with her not liking how she looked, being someone who wasn't drinking like that and then becoming somebody who's drinking like that, when you drink like that, you look way fucking different. Drinking, when you're actively drinking, you look like shit. You're putting all this poison in your body. It is legitimately poison, and you are killing yourself with it, and it shows. It legitimately will show if you drink enough. If you're drinking like that, you will see it. It will come through.
Put in your face is going to make you feel better about yourself. I just want to be in a good state of mind if I went back, you know? That's all I'm trying to say.
Ever better. It's when disruption hits your supply
chain. It makes
a
lot of sense.
And Ryder makes sure you're ever delivering, with freight brokerage to transportation management.
We're going to pause to read this. This topic clearly makes me very nervous, but my point was I don't necessarily regret getting work done. I regret the state of mind I was in when I decided to get work done. I wish I would have done it at a time where I genuinely felt like I wanted to enhance my features, not run away from my entire identity. See, and I look at it differently, right? She's looking at it as trying to run from her identity. I am saying that she used it as an aid to get back to somebody she recognized because she'd allowed herself to fall so far down that hole. And rather than making progress than falling back down the hole, she took some aid to help her not fall back down. It's not like she did anything that's crazy. She didn't go out and do like some crazy reconstructive surgery or something that's going to completely alter the way she looked. She just did a little bit of Botox. It's not that big of a deal. Like if it was enough Botox to look like a Kardashian, then maybe there'd be a problem.
Anyway.
But the fact is, it wasn't like that. Very clearly, you tell by looking at her, it wasn't that big of a deal.
Something that does make me feel beautiful and confident about myself is I really love, this is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, the brown one. 10 out of 10. I will add it to my list of employees that work for me. Something that has changed I've been going to the same therapist for like 3.5, maybe even 4 years now. And she, well over a year ago at this point, diagnosed me with ADHD. I have since I was a kid. And they told me when I was a kid, like, hi, get on medication for ADHD. And I was like, what? No, I don't want to do that. I have been cautious about just, like, medications in general. Very sensitive to them. Cymbalta fucked me up. Would never touch it again. Getting off birth control, best fucking thing ever. You couldn't pay me. You could not pay me to get on birth control. I will be abstinent until the day that I'm ready to have kids, for all I care. I will not be on birth control ever again. Because once I got off of it, I was like, oh my gosh, the sky is blue. The sky is blue and trees are green. Where have I been for the past ever? I am just raw dogging life. I take vitamins. Once I got like everything else under control, maybe a month and a half ago, post-battle, I really just can't live the way that I'm living anymore, and I just maybe want to try a little baby something. I'm telling you, the dosage that they would give to a 4th grader is what they gave to me. Getting the actual medication that I need, the actual dosage that I need, and I feel like a completely different person. I was trying to explain to someone what it felt like when I started taking the ADHD medication. My brain is like more quiet. And I know that doesn't make sense. Every single task that I would do, I couldn't actually just think about the task because I was thinking about 10 million other things. And now I can just think about the actual task that has to get done while I'm doing that. I work out like a normal person again. I eat like a normal person again. That has made my life so much more manageable. And yeah, I just feel great.
I'm happy that worked for her. For a lot of people, it doesn't work out that way. For a lot of people, it does. It's really just that simple. Like, it's not, everybody's different, and it's just not like a one medication cure-all for every person, you know? So, it's tricky to fix issues with people, even if it's the same issue in multiple people. It doesn't mean you can fix it the same way for everyone. But your mind being loud, I completely get it. And I'm sure if you watch my stream, you see me do this. I'll be playing a game and I'll be very vocal and talking about things, and then all of a sudden, I'll kind of just be quiet for really just, it seems like no real reason. And what it is I have about 25 fucking things going through my mind while I'm playing that game, and maybe one of them is prominent. It's something I don't want to share, and I just want it out of my head. My mind goes into shitty places. It goes into places that I don't like to share with really anybody. There's maybe 2 people on the planet that I share some of this stuff with, and that's about it. So, I'm sure that if you watch the stream, you see it happen. Like these, when I'm watching these videos, not so much, but like actually like the stream, it definitely gets that way. I notice it gets that way, especially playing like Diablo and when I'm playing like World of Warcraft and stuff, like even not streaming, right? Since I don't really stream that one very much. Like I'm going to stream it more in like the coming, like real soon probably. But the fact is, it's just something that I relate to, is what I'm saying. And I don't really think it's ADHD. I think it's just the way my mind is. The way that like Elon Musk describes his mind on the Joe Rogan Experience when he was on there the first time, and Joe Rogan asked him how his mind works, how he's able to run all these different businesses, right? And Elon Musk said, well, my mind is always going. Like, it's not pleasant. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. I understood that.
Still under review. I'll give you a full analysis once I have more to say. For now,
I will say this, though. Elon Musk is far more capable of taking the way that his mind works and turning it into something productive and useful than I am. I also just don't have the financial backing to be capable of doing what he does that he's always had, which is a bit of a fucking advantage in that given situation, because I legitimately have zero foundation to do that at all.
On ADHD medication, feeling real good. Well, that's my life. Thanks for listening. I hope you had fun, because I know I did. I feel good about the ground that we've covered today, because now I've gotten my piece out there. I've said what I wanted to say. I've filled in all the gaps for the story. Now I can just move the fuck on with my life without having to tiptoe around everything. You all know that I'm a big reflection gal. I'm sorry that I disappeared for 4 months, and I hope that this cleared things up. And if it didn't, I hope that you had a good old time hanging out with me today. Something that I will have to
I really hope the people who
live with,
watch
like
her
the
channel
fact that while I was a hurt
appreciated
person,
this.
I also hurt people, and I feel like that's usually how it goes. It just makes
Oh,
me like a
definitely.
little more empathetic to people, to be like, well, everyone is just trying to deal with their own life and their own set of problems and their own heartaches and their own losses in their best way that they possibly can. And I guess that is something positive that I will take away from this, is that I am a lot more compassionate for people. And I feel like I can just not take things so damn personally all the time. But oh my gosh, I actually want to do 75 hard, and I'm thinking that I'll do that daily on TikTok. So if you want to see me do 75 hard, I'm already 4 days in, but I haven't posted them yet because I'm like, I want to see if I can like actually make it through 10 days before I start posting them, because I don't want to give up on yet another thing, like fall flat on my face in front of people yet again. But I know if I
have
do,
no
that,
idea
like,
what
all
the
of you
fuck
are so
that
nice
is.
and kind. People are brutal as fuck on the internet. And I always feel like
Oh, yeah.
safe in my own little corner, and I'm just so thankful because
Oh no, you're not safe
like,
anywhere.
truly, I don't
It's
know
the
how
internet.
I got like the nice corner. That is the end. Oh, I'm not fully ready without Ariana. I gotta complete the look, you know? After hours of filming, the camera battery is now flashing right in time for us to close up here, but truly, thank you for sitting here with me today and letting me vent about my life yet again. Would love to hear how your life is going. Let me know down below. Really all I have to say. I hope you have an amazing, beautiful, spectacular, fantastic week. And if you are going through a horrific time where you just feel like there is no end, there will always be an end, and there will always be a new beginning, and you will find the water floaties and the deep end, and you will learn how to survive the deep end. From my deep end to yours. Cheers. I love you. Goodbye.
Let's see what people had to say. So she posted, I just love you so much, that is all. I know this is probably way too uncensored and way too much information, but I feel I owe it to you all to connect all of the missing dots. Thank you for letting me just be me. I'm just going to be very honest about it. The things that I said during this are probably all that I'm going to share about that from my life on here ever. Maybe not, but I mean, for the foreseeable future, definitely, because I don't really share it with anybody as it is, and I'm definitely not sharing it with the internet. Beyond what you could find on things like social media, where I just kind of vent about my life and use like Facebook more as like a journal, so that when it shows me Facebook memories, I can go, yeah, I remember when I was like that. I'm happy I'm not like that now. Or I can go, fuck, man, nothing's changed in 10 years. Yeah, that's about how it goes.